Alrighty, so we have Khalil Rountree versus Modestas Bukauskas. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that name correctly. So, Khalil Rountree's lost 3 of his last 4 fights, and Bukauskas has lost his last 2 fights, so I have a feeling the loser is going to get cut here, which is unfortunate because both of them are, decent, good fighters. But yeah, I feel like they need a win. They both need a win here, so that always makes it interesting when one fighter could potentially lose their job if they do lose here, so they've got to put it on the line. Bukauskas does have a 2-inch height advantage and a 4-inch reach advantage. Khalil Rountree, we know his style. He comes in with that Muay Thai foundation, comes in as a southpaw. He sets up his kicks very well, to the body, to the head. Nice inside leg kick versus orthodox fighters, nice low calf kicks versus southpaw fighters, as we saw against Eric Ganders. Nice body kick versus orthodox opponents, which is going to be open here with the orthodox opponent of Modestas. But, Khalil has nice hands too. 1-2, straight left, check right hook. I'd say he has the power and the speed advantage over Modestas in the stand-up, on paper. But what Modestas is very good at is he's very good with his movement, and he's very good at setting a pace with his striking, which I believe that Khalil won't be able to keep. For Modestas, he relies on his movement a lot. He's got very good lateral movement for a 205er. For a big guy, he's got quite good footwork. He's more of an outboxer, likes to stick and move on the outside quite a bit, land his combinations, get back on his bike. I'd say his 1-2 isn't very fast. I definitely think Khalil has the speed advantage. But Modestas' 1-2, it's not exceptionally fast, but he does have good movement, and he is able to get back on his bike after he does throw the 1-2, so he doesn't take too much damage unless he's facing a slick counterpuncher. But he does telegraph his strike and entries a bit as well, so especially when he leads with the left hook. I just think he's a little bit slow. He's usually on the wrong end of this speed equation. Like generally when he's fighting these other strikers, they're generally a bit more faster than him. But he can also just stay in range after he throws and just get caught in the pocket. So after he throws the 1-2, stays in range. He is working on that a little bit more now. Like, in the, what's his name? Bloody hell. Oleg Jacek fight. Like, he wasn't there to be caught so much. Oleg Jacek was kind of just catching him as he was circling around the cage and cutting the cage off from Modestas. That's when Oleg Jacek was catching him, and it wasn't really after Modestas landed his shot and Modestas was staying in range. So I do think he's improving in that aspect, which is good. How these guys win fights? For Khalil, it's power. He's got power in both hands, a lot of power behind his kicks as well. And for Modestas, he's got good cardio and good movement. And we'll link that with the subpar cardio of Khalil Rountree. I think he does slow a bit as the fight goes on. He starts the fight very quick. Everything is with a lot of explosion. Everything is just very quick when it's coming at you. But I feel like that speed does slow down as the fight wears on, and also his volume and his pace just slows down as the fight goes on. Also for Khalil, he has subpar takedown defense and get-ups, and for Modestas, he has subpar get-ups as well. Path to victory for these two. So for Modestas, set a pace on Khalil Rountree. Don't just stand in front of him. Make him come to you. Use your footwork on the outside. Make him come to you instead of the other way around, where you're always, servicing him and always, coming straight for him, and you're standing in front of him and just kind of trading technique for technique. So make him work for you and make him move his feet a lot. Also look for feints. I feel like whenever you feint Khalil Rountree, he has to reset. Just kind of has to cover up and reset his stance, because he is very reliant on that stance, and if you disrupt that at all, he has to reset. It just seems to be a tick of Khalil Rountree's thing, game or mentality or whatever you want to say. But also look to stick and move with the jab and the 1-2s, and then just get back on your bike, use your footwork on the outside, mix in takedowns, especially late in the fight when he is tired. There'll be little resistance to the takedowns, and also, I think you can control him on his back, honestly. For Khalil Rountree, look for leg kicks to slow the movement of Bukauskas, because if you slow the movement, if you take away the footwork of Bukauskas, he can stand him right in front of you, and then you can, enforce your game much better. Also, look to cut the cage off to get a better... Cut the cage off when you're pressuring to get a better angle on his legs and the calf. So, yeah, I feel like, yeah, if you cut the cage off to the right side, you can get a better angle on his calf kick, if you know what I mean. It's easier to show you than explain it, but it is what it is. And I don't think Modestas checks too many leg kicks, honestly. Look for the counter too when he's throwing a kick in boxing range. If Modestas throws like a body kick or a leg kick in boxing range, look for that counter too, because Modestas does have his hands low, and that's how Jimmy Crute caught him, was Modestas threw like a naked body kick or some shit like that, and then Jimmy Crute just cracked him with a 2. Also look for body kicks. Modestas was hurt bad to the body against Michelle Olajaychuk, so I feel like maybe, you know, that's a potential weakness there to the body of Modestas. So yeah, look to attack that, because the liver is open for you as a southpaw. Look for those body kicks and look to really attack that liver. So how I see this fight going? So Khalil wants you to stand right in front of him, and that's the fight that he wants. Like his preferred opponents, like guys like Gokhan Saki, Eric Anders, Praknio, these guys will just stand in front of him and go shot for shot. But if you start mixing in takedowns and you start trying to move your feet, he gets a little bit frustrated by the looks of it. And I do believe Khalil is the better striker on paper, but I feel like Modestas is the better fighter all round. But also I wouldn't be surprised if Modestas beats him on the feet, because if Modestas doesn't get slept early or take like unrecoverable damage to the body or the legs early on, he outworks Rountree basically any day of the week. So I can see the movement of Bukauskas giving Rountree fits, because he can't get clean shots off on Modestas, and that's going to frustrate him. As we saw in the Praknio fight, Rountree was the more skilled fighter. One more skilled fighter, more skilled striker, but he simply got outworked and out-hustled at the end of the day and lost that fight that he really should have won. So I feel like the same thing's going to happen here, and I feel like Modestas is going to come out victorious. Alright, so if you guys could like the video, that'd be great. Prediction is Bukauskas by decision. I think the line is accurate where it is right now. I think it's perfectly lined. I'm looking to live bet Modestas. Khalil will probably have a good round 1, he generally does. But then after that, you know, falls apart a little bit. I like the over 1.5 for sure. What's the Bukauskas decision? $4.30. $5. $5 nice for sure. $4.30 is nice. I was kind of hoping for better though, but you know, $5 nice. I think he does win by decision. So that's what I'd bet. Just the decision line. They're just juicing. They're just like pumping up all the decision lines in this fight. They think it's going to be like a super violent card. I think it's going to be a pretty relaxed card, honestly. But yeah, so that's what I like.